Hello everybody, welcome back to Jared Opens a Box here on Jared Takes the L, and I have another fantastic episode for you guys today. We're actually taking a look at something that we've never done here before on Jared Takes the L, or Jared Opens a Box for that matter. These are pops from the most recent Spider-Man video game, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, a video game that, by the way, I cannot actually play on Jared Takes the L because it was, of course, a PS5 exclusive. And that's the only console that I don't have. I have the Xbox, the Switch, I even have the computer, and while it will probably come out on the PC, I don't think my computer would be able to handle that. It can handle good games, but that game is a very graphically demanding one, so I don't think that'll ever happen. But nonetheless, it is still an opportunity for me to look at more Spider-Man pops, which I gotta have at least 100 at this point, but, you know, you can never have too many, right? I mean, and we do have some other characters here that we don't typically see a lot of, too, so I thought this was a fun one to end July off with. This is the last Opens a Box of July, if you guys can believe it. Next month, August, there will actually be 5 Jared Opens a Box videos, so that'll be pretty fun. A lot of good ones coming there, but let's go ahead and just get started with our first one for today. Of course, no better way to kick things off than with Spider-Man himself, or one of the Spider-Men. There are, of course, 2 in this game. This is pop number 971. I'm assuming of the Pop Games line. I thought maybe it was Pop Marvel at first, but that would definitely wouldn't be the case because the Pop Marvel line is well into the thousands now, I believe. And this is, of course, the Peter Parker Spider-Man in his Advanced Suit 2.0. This one's really, really cool. I didn't have a Spider-Man pop like from the PS4, PS5 games, so this is technically a first for me. I know it's still Spider-Man, but it is slightly different, so, you know, the technicalities do matter in this case. There is the side of the box, the back of the box. Really like the box. It looks pretty cool. There's the rest of the characters you'll be seeing here today, and the other side. Oh, and this is, of course, part of the Marvel's Gamerverse line. Typically, they do that with all the Marvel games. Like, they did it with the very few Midnight Suns pops that they made. They did it for the original Spider-Man game, and they also did it for, like, the mobile games that had merchandise, like Contest of Champions and Marvel's Future Fight. So, yeah, let's go ahead and open this one up. And this one looks really freaking cool. So, here is Peter Parker in his advanced suit. This one's really, really cool. Of course, it bobbles a lot, actually. It's got crazy, crazy bobble going on there. The suit itself, really, really cool. It is very similar to the original, you know, Spider-Man PS4 suit, with the white spider symbol and kind of the, you know, I guess when you think of, like, the traditional Spider-Man suit, it has a lot more red, and then with some blue sprinkled in. Well, whereas this one kind of has a lot more blue in there as well. So it's definitely a mix of the colors. The mask's pretty much the same. But of course, the featured part here is that he does have the 4 mechanical arms attached to his back here, a la Dr. Octopus. So I think that's actually really, really cool. I haven't played the game. I've seen quite a bit of it, so I have seen, you know, Spider-Man in action here, like with this suit and everything. It was in the trailers and everything like that. So it is really, really cool. It does have a base, of course, to keep him from falling over. It's a fairly heavy pop, which, you know, it also makes sense given all the stuff that's going on here. But this is a really, really cool one. It is different from the other Spider-Man pops. It's not just Spider-Man standing there doing his, you know, the web motion. So it's definitely a different one, different suit and all. So this one is really, really cool. And yeah, Peter Parker. But that's not the only Spider-Man that we have today, because he is, of course, joined by Miles Morales. And I don't have a lot of Miles pops. I'm trying to get more of them as they come out, because I think he's awesome. I love any of the Spider-Men, really, but Miles especially, really, really cool. This is Miles Morales in the upgraded suit, which isn't too different from the traditional, black and red suit that we usually see him in. This is pop number 970. I guess Miles was actually first for some reason. Here's the other side of the box, back of the box, and then there as well. Box is going to be the same for all of them. Usually the boxes, the only time that we ever really have to look at each box is when we do like a Comic-Con video, because, you know, those are mostly always different, which we do have San Diego Comic-Con actually this weekend. As as this video is released, we'll actually be right in the middle of San Diego Comic-Con, so hopefully we'll have some stuff coming your way later this year. But here is Miles Morales in the upgraded suit. Again, there's not too much different between this one and the traditional suit that we usually see him wearing, except for the fact it does look a little bit more modernized. Like the eyes right here almost look like a little bit of technology based right there. So that's pretty cool. Very shiny suit as well. And of course, he is doing the web motion. I was just making fun of Peter Parker for not having the web motion, but Miles actually is doing it. But this one actually makes sense because he is obviously web swinging here. It's a really cool pop. It's not terribly different from the other ones. I just love the suits and stuff from the game. They have a lot of different suits that they can make pops of, and they might be. Can't say anything, but there may be some rumblings out there that there may or may not be a wave 2 of the Spider-Man 2 pops on the way sometime. But this is really, really cool. I love it. And I'll set him right next to the other Spider-Man. Alright, now we take a look at our two villains of the game. So the first villain that I'm going to show you guys here is someone that doesn't really get a lot of love from Funko. I think he's literally only had one other pop, and it was a Walgreens exclusive quite a few years ago. So we finally have another one for him. I am, of course, talking about Kraven the Hunter. Also has a movie coming out later this year that I completely forgot about. Sony is making a Kraven the Hunter movie with Aaron Taylor Johnson in December. I think the release date keeps moving, but that is the thing that's happening, and I do feel like that is partially why Kraven was one of the villains in this game, was to kind of build some hype around that. Could totally be wrong. It does make sense for Kraven to be in it, given the symbiote suit's connections to Kraven. It was pretty one of the most popular Spider-Man stories, Kraven's Last Hunt. I do see, the connections there. But nonetheless, here's Kraven. I'm kind of rambling, I know. Sorry. This is pop number 973. There is the side of the box, back of the box, and the other side there. But yeah, like I said, Kraven I think this is only the second ever Kraven pop that we've had. I think I do own the original one. No idea where it is, to be honest with you, because that was probably back in like 2017, 2018. But this one, obviously, a little bit different. It's really, really cool. He has like some scars right here on his eye. I think that's pretty cool. Very fitting since he is, of course, a hunter, probably deals with some animals that could definitely do that kind of damage. He is, of course, holding a little knife right down here. The outfit is pretty cool. It's a more, I guess, modernized version of his classic outfit. He does have a little fur jacket here, some animal fur as well on his boots and the back of his jacket there. He also has what appears to be some sort of animal skull right there as well. So that is a really cool, pretty cool looking pop. And yeah, there's Kraven. I always think Kraven's a very underrated Spider-Man villain, so I was kind of glad when I saw that he was going to be one of the villains of Spider-Man 2. I wouldn't say he's the main villain. We're going to get to that one here in just a few seconds, but I do think it's cool that he still got that opportunity to shine, and I guess from what I've heard, he's actually a pretty formidable foe. He's kind of going after not just Spider-Man, but also Spider-Man's villains. So he's kind of, I don't even know what you would consider him at that point. But nonetheless, there is Kraven the Hunter. Really, really cool pop. And yeah, and I think it's just really cool that we finally have another Kraven pop in the collection. And that brings us to our last one, pretty exciting one here, because as you know, I've always been a big fan of this character. Summer's a big fan of this character. Everyone seems to really like him. I am, of course, talking about Venom. So yes, we finally got another Venom Funko Pop. This one is amazing looking. Also, the pre-orders sold out on it and everything. I thought I was going to have a very hard time finding it, and I did for the most part, but Summer was able to get it from somewhere, and I just cannot remember off the top of my head where it was right now. It may have been GameStop. But we were able to get it somewhere, so thankfully. This is pop number 972. There's the box. Again, it's all the same. So Venom is the true main villain. Of course, the symbiote suit introduced properly in Spider-Man 2 after it was teased in the previous two games. Oh, and he does have a base here. We won't worry about that right now because these things have been quite the pain for me recently. All right, here is Venom. This one is insane. Really good interpretation of Venom in this game. I know all the different games kind of change Venom's alignment, like whether or not he's good, whether he's bad, whether he's just an anti-hero, whatever. This game definitely portrays him more as like the villain for sure. He's definitely the antagonist, let's just put it that way, even if he's not necessarily all villainous. But yeah, this one is really, really cool. They really detailed it very well, even included the drool. Really disgusting to say that, but it's very true because it is right here. So that's lovely. Everything else pretty much the same as another Venom pop, you know, but they really captured everything perfectly there. He does have tendrils as well, something that we typically associate with Carnage. There's even a pop from the last Venom movie that had that, but this Venom does have it, so I think that's kind of cool. Also kind of, you know, because like we had the Spider-Man pop earlier that had this, now we have Venom with that, so very, very cool to have that kind of, you know, showcase that rivalry in little ways. Overall, the rest of the figure, he does have some sharp fingers. They also gave him toes. I don't know why, but they did. They chose to give him toes, so good job, Funko, I guess. And then, of course, the traditional Venom symbol. It's a classic. Gotta love it. Still find it weird they don't have that on the one in the Sony movies, but maybe it'll happen this year's. That's right, there's a Venom movie this year, too. So Venom and Kraven makes perfect sense why they were in the Spider-Man game last year then. But yeah, there is Venom. This is overall a really, really cool wave. I'm really glad that I got these, honestly. And Venom also stands pretty well by himself anyway, so he probably doesn't even need a base. Honestly, these are all really fantastic pops. The Venom and Peter Parker, actually, I don't know, they're all so freaking cool. I think I'm going to give them all a 9 out of 10. They are all just incredible. Man, I almost want to do 10 out of 10. I'm so on the fence. They're all so freaking cool. I can't tell. Okay, I think Venom might be 10 out of 10. I'm kind of biased. It's just really cool. It's one of my favorite pops of Venom that we've got. The other one's 9 out of 10 because they're also all extremely well done, really well detailed. And like I said, even though we've seen Miles and Peter Parker plenty of times over the years as pop figures, I always get excited to see more. But yeah, I guess that's going to do it for today, guys. Let me know down below which of these was your favorite, whether it was, of course, Peter Parker in the advanced suit, Miles Morales in the upgraded suit. We also, of course, have Kraven the Hunter, or we have Venom. Venom definitely being my favorite, but I'd love to hear down below what you guys think is your favorite. Next week, it is going to be SummerSlam weekend, and whenever there is a WWE show, I always try to have some WWE pops for you guys, and as you can see up there, that is most certainly going to be the case. So next Saturday, we are going to be celebrating the biggest party of the summer on Jared Opens a Box. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.